Hello, I am Ann Lopez, founder and CEO of 𝑀𝒂𝒙. Today I want to talk to you about one of my favorite tax write-offs to use in your business. But before I get to that, let me ask you a simple question. How many of you travel for your business? Every entrepreneur should have travel expense in their business to be used as a write-off. This is a tax code that the IRS wants all business owners to use. Unlike meals and dining, which has been traditionally 50% off, travel is 100% a tax write-off. Let me say that again for the folks in the back. Travel expenses is 100% deductible in your business that you are entitled to use. Some of those examples are airfare, baggage fees that you pay to check your bags, hotel, short-term rentals, rental cars, valet parking, tolls, trains, taxis, Lyft, Uber. All of those are considered travel expenses that you have a right to deduct in your business. You will be shocked to hear how many business owners do not even utilize this tax deduction. So now you may be asking, Ann, how can I utilize this tax deduction in my business if I'm supposed to be using it in my business? I'm so glad you asked. Here are some simple ways that you could use it in your business. Do you have a client or a prospective client that does not live in the area that you live in? Like for instance, some of my clients, because I'm also a tax accountant, live on the East Coast in Maryland. So if I wanted to go see my client so I could do a tax strategy session with her, that would be a legitimate tax write-off. Another thing is for meeting vendors. Do you have a supplier that provides a service or a business in your business that does not live in the same area you do? So if you're on the road and let's just say your supplier is a t-shirt vendor that's in Houston, while you in Houston, you can meet up with that supplier to design another t-shirt. That's a tax write-off. A third way is attending a conference or a training event. Just last week, I went out of town to a conference, and then last month, I went out of town to another conference of a professional organization that I'm a part of. So there are so many clubs, professional organizations, continuing education opportunities, and conferences that you can attend that would be a tax write-off in your business. If you own any rental property and it's outside of where you live, that too is a tax write-off. So when you go check on your Airbnb, let's say in Miami, Florida, that's a tax write-off. The travel there to check on your property and if you do things while you're there working on your property. And last but not least, another example of how you can get this tax benefit is to hold your annual shareholders, members, or board of directors or board of advisors meeting outside of where you live. So don't look at holding an annual meeting as a dreading thing. Look at it as, oh, this is an opportunity to have a tax write-off, because that too is a legitimate business expense for your business. Now, one of the tricky things, because of course anything that the IRS use as a tax code do have a catch-22 with it. When you are deducting travel, one thing that you have to remember are the bookends of the travel. And so what I mean by that, let's say you travel on a Thursday and then you do business on a Friday, and then you're stuck in Miami, for example, bad place to be stuck in, that Saturday and Sunday, and then you have another business meeting that Monday. The entire trip is written off because you had business on the Friday, you had business on the Monday. So even though it fell over into the weekend, was in between, sandwiched in between there, the whole trip is written off because you had business on both the start and the end of your trip. So my challenge to you is this. Go back and check to see in your records if you had any travel, meaning meeting with a supplier, meeting with a prospective client, meeting with an existing client, or having a board meeting, and that you may not have considered that that was travel. And now with the education I gave you, you know that it is travel, that you can make sure that you count that in this year's tax return. So make your accountant proud and have some upcoming tax deductions for travel expenses this year on your tax return. Have a good day. Bye for now.